Have people done you nice before? How did you remember? Was somebody ever there for you before? Did you forget? You want God to open your book of remembrance. When everyone God has used to play a significant role in your life, you forgot them. Which book will open for you? How would Mordecai's book of remembrance have opened if he did not play a special role in the life of his king? Who would open your book of remembrance? When all you play is treachery, betrayal, when we open it, what would we see? This one is a betrayal. Cannot last in a thing. If he starts a thing with you, be sure he will abandon you midway. If he says, I'm with you, you have to be sure. Don't trust that statement. Your weakness is not safe around this guy. No, it's not. When they open your book of remembrance, they see how you are ready to use what you know against somebody to kill him. It's not safe. You go for ministers' conference now, like the one I was watching this morning. What they are teaching ministers is how to be careful with members. What the hell? What a mess. Is that how bad things have gone? I mean, you go for a minister's conference and we are being taught how not to admit a certain level of people, a certain kind of people. How when you are going on a journey, don't carry people, don't do this, and all you can feel in your heart is God. So to lead people now, we have to become this kind of people. We are now being taught that if you lead people with open hearts, you want to die in an open grave. And you see the whole hall is crying, full of ministers, 10,000 pastors, and everybody is weeping because the teaching reminds them of a scar or of a fresh wound they are suffering. Don't you look at it critically and know that something is wrong somewhere? If this is what we should be teaching now, as powerful as the message really is, because we need to hear it. But what has brought about such a message is not the kind of people we are now leading. Something is fundamentally wrong. It's time to stop addressing men of God. Please, you should also address false brethren. There are plenty of them. Those of you opening channels and blogs, you people are the one. I'm also talking to you guys. Stop addressing men of God alone. If you want to address fake people. Even some of you who are doing the channels were fake people. You couldn't submit, you couldn't stay, you couldn't follow well. Bitterness, offense made you start that channel. You know, you didn't start it because you want to correct anything in the body of Christ. As you are addressing the men of God, please be addressing falsehood in the body. There are many false brethren. Many false brethren. And I can tell you guys, a lot of them are the reason there are many false prophets. Do you know how many more false prophets would have risen? If not because some people, and let me even say, many of the men of God who you call false were not false before. There are many of them who were genuine. Sir, hear me. Many of them were called, genuinely called by God. They left everything to genuinely serve God. The kind of human beings they met in the course of leadership was what changed them. Some of them met people who were not satisfied with accepting this man as a humble servant of God. The man did not have a car, but he was comfortable preaching the gospel on his legs. He was comfortable loving people genuinely, Most of the members deserted him. And for what reason? Not because he was not teaching the truth, but because they felt their pastor was not, showing off the big man vibe. They felt the man did not have one superb, comfortable church with air condition and all that. So they left him for the guys who have AC, who have police escorts, who have convoys. And you know the implication of such a thing? When they saw that nature of human beings, that people don't follow you for who you are, that they follow you for what you have, they were willing to sell their soul to the devil to get whatever it will take to impress human beings. Most pastors are not preaching because they want to just, a lot of them are under the pressure to impress people. It's just like Nigerians who are crying that we have bad leadership. Let me tell you, it's the kind of human beings we have in Nigeria that has given rise to the kind of leaders we have. Why won't the leaders steal? When they come for campaign, you're looking for people to share money. You had good leaders who didn't have money to lead this country. And they came for campaign. You saw their manifesto. It made sense. You saw their program for you. It made sense. They didn't have money, but they had a good mandate. You threw the good, responsible leaders away. I've met people, I've met citizens of this country during election who told me that other candidate is wasting his time. What has he done? He didn't bring money. He said the one they are voting for is the one that brought money. And when a leader comes with bag of rice, with money, spends all his money, and dash you 10,000, 5,000 to vote him, and give you salt, give you wrapper, give you bag of rice, what do you think he's going to office to go and do? To recover the money you spent with profit and interest. Before you address Nigerians' bad leadership, address the bad followership. Let's balance the equation. Stop talking against leaders. Stop talking against Tinubu and talk about people who put him there. You never catch me talking about that rubbish. When you collect bag of salt, collect bag of rice and wrapper, and they start brutalizing the economy and killing the nation, the same you will come and start complaining if I hear pim from you again. The problem with Nigeria and Africa is not just leadership. Leadership, followership, deficiency. There is a two side of the equation. As a matter of fact, the root of the problem is the followership, because you bet the kind of leader you have from the followership. The leadership comes from people. If the people are corrupt, you produce corrupt leaders. If the people are fake, you produce fake leaders. If the people are not sincere, you produce insincere leaders. That's how the thing works. Get this part of the clip and make sure it goes everywhere. Let people hear it. Let's stop deceiving ourselves in this country. Let's stop deceiving ourselves in this nation. It's easy to judge leadership. Have you looked at your life and checked if you are sincere? Look at the kind of follower David was, for instance. Loyal to Saul. Why won't he make a great leader? He had the opportunity to kill Saul. He wouldn't touch Saul. He had the opportunity to broadcast the evil of Saul. He will tell you, publish it not in Askelon. Don't say it in Gath. He said, lest the daughters of the Philistine will begin to rejoice. Look at such a leader, such a follower. If we have such leaders of members of ministries or citizens who are willing to protect their leaders, cover defend, protect, pray for their leaders, then we have critics everywhere. Anyway. So, you want a good book of remembrance to open for you? Eh? 4 things I'm going to show you, and I'll close. I showed you in the previous part of this message. Service is one of it. Loyalty is another one. If you are in a ministry, you are in an office, you are in a corporation, you are anywhere where you are under somebody, you have to stamp your signature of service there. Be the one who is known for service. Many of your blessings will not come from being skillful or being competent. Some of them will come from just being the most humble, the most meek person, the one who is ready to undertake any menial job just to make sure you keep that place running. Only a humble man can serve. Proud people don't serve. If you see pride in a person, know the person can serve. Only a humble person serves. There are some people I can't recommend. Even if they have ability, you can't recommend them. They have ability. Without humility, they are going nowhere. You can have ability, you can have skills. Without humility, you're going nowhere. If God makes you as rich as Dangote, for instance, and you're in a church like this one, and you can still carry chairs, you can still carry speakers, you can still sweep, that's a truly wealthy man. That's the one whose wealth will inspire a generation. You see why there are people God is not in a hurry to bless? Because he has checked carefully. If I empower this one, if I bless this one, he will become, in fact, he will use his wealth to oppress the kingdom. He will use his wealth to destroy lives. There's no need. Stay there until you die. What I mean by that is until you crucify pride. Service. Go to the previous part of the message. You will see the trait of service manifested in everyone who I cited as an example in the previous part of this message. Loyalty. There are signs and there are traits of a loyal person. A loyal person will always exhibit the trait of faithfulness. A loyal person will always exhibit the trait of support. When you see a person who is loyal, he is always supportive. A loyal person will always manifest the character of a defender. Just like you see in Mordecai, he was loyal to his boss. That's why the conspiracy to eliminate him by those two guys, he didn't even enter his head. He dealt with it immediately because he was loyal, even at the point. Do you know there are people who, even to the point where their leader has backslided, we know this man is already gone. Look at David, rejected by Saul. God said to Saul, I have rejected you from being king over Israel. It was a public announcement. David knew, yet David remained loyal. A loyal person stays true to a man despite the situation, the condition around that man. It doesn't change his loyalty. The man is rich, I'm loyal. The man becomes poor, I'm loyal. The man is healthy, I'm loyal. The man becomes sick, I'm loyal. The man is happy, I'm loyal, sir. The man is angry, I'm loyal, sir. Loyal people don't change position. Be grateful to God, sir. When conditions change and people change around you, it was a privilege to know who they were or to know who they really are. Always ask God to bring you into seasons that will test people. If seasons don't come where people's loyalty around you will be tested, sir, you don't know who is around you yet. You don't know who is around you. It's easy for Noah to think he had responsible sons until God created a season of test for all of them. Then he now saw clearly two of these guys are dangerous, or one of these guys is dangerous. He now saw for real who his real sons were. Even in that state of drunkenness and misbehavior, the blessing was not drunk. The blessing was not stultified. The patriarchal grace he carried was not tampered. He pronounced a blessing on those two sons of his that covered his nakedness. See their generation and their descendants today ruling the world. Noah, if you are here, I want to advise you. Always ask God, make for me the opportunity to come into seasons that will test people around me. Whether they are sons in ministry, whether they are friends, whether they are business partners, whether they are marital partners, it doesn't matter. Create for me seasons, Lord, where these people hanging around me will be tested. Everybody needs such a season. Jesus had one. You know his own season? When he was taken to be crucified. That was all he needed to know who Peter was. Peter will go back. Peter will deny him. When everything was all right, Peter will never deny his master. When Jesus enters his season of trial, his season of crucifixion, that is when you will know who Peter is. Sir, ask God to give you that season. You need it. If you don't enter that season, everybody who is around you, they are on an awaiting list. You don't know them yet. They are just on an awaiting list. You don't know them yet. So if I were you, I would stop jubilating that you have people around you. Pray for the kind of season that Job entered to know who is your wife. Pray for the kind of season Job entered to know who your friends are. Pray for that kind. It may not be the kind of thing that happened to Job, but pray for a season you can endure. Pray for a season you can go through. Pray for a season with grace to stay through that season until that season is over. And for one reason, Father, that I may know people who are around me. Yeah. Until you enter there, you're wasting your time. One of the things that will happen to you when you enter such season is that you will come out with better skills and better techniques and better formulas with how to relate to people. Because the truth is that you will not be able to change people. There are some you will change. There are others you can't change. So when you enter certain seasons and come out, you now know how to even relate to some people, address some people. You now know how to, things you used to do before that season came and exposed things to you. Things you used to, you now know how to, people you used to admit into your inner circle, you now know how to close that circle up. People you used to carry with you, you want to travel, you just book flight for them or carry them in your car. You want to go and see or make some people who are important to you. You just carry them and just go. Sense will start telling you. Wisdom will start telling you enough is enough. You now know who this guy is. You now know who this one is. In spite of whatever he's doing around you. And with that, you can now judge that if more people enter your life, it will be stupid for you to think that they are different people. They are only the same people multiplying themselves. You can't change them. Who needs to change is you who is the leader. Yeah. You can't change them. It's the same people just multiplying. So that one guy did you something and another person now came and you're thinking people are different. Now lie. Don't fall for that fallacy. People are not different. People are not different. No, people are not different. They are not different, sir. People are not different. It's the same people, just multiplying. As a leader now, you need to grow. Develop yourself, train your mind, train your emotions, train your skills to know how to just deal with people. Didn't Jesus say, I send you as a sheep in the midst of wolves? He said, the people you're going to go and lead are wolves. The souls you're going to go and win are wolves. The people you're going to go and pastor are wolves. He said, I send you as a sheep before them. He said, therefore, be as wise as a serpent, be as gentle as a dove. Some of you that we greet with courtesy, you greet us, good afternoon, Pastor. Good afternoon, how are you? No, it's not because we're so humble to greet you like that. It's because we have to be as gentle as a dove. We know if we don't greet you like that, there's a you that will start manifesting. We know. When I preach like this and you feel something in your heart, it's making you feel uncomfortable. Know that is you I'm addressing. And the humility you need is to recognize that this is me. Break down in tears and ask God for repentance. Anytime a word is coming that pricks you, that's a manifestation that you're a victim of this thing we're saying. How you need to be treated is humble yourself. Allow God do that work of recircumcision. That's how I change. When I'm in a meeting and the word is coming like fire and it's exposing me, I don't wear shield. You will not be treated. You've been diagnosed to have a problem, a sickness. Don't go and start padding the place up. Open. They say you have malaria. You don't tighten up your trouser, you're losing it. So they can put injection. Is that correct? They say, sir, you have malaria. You don't just know when to start tightening your trouser before the doctor. No. That's when to do what? Undress. When you go to hospital, you undress. Is that not correct? You have to loosen up. Open your tummy. You open your clothes so they can bring out your tongue. You bring it down. Losing your trouser. Then you losing it because you need help. Most of us, that's when we start dressing up. That's not when to dress up. That's when to undress. Loyalty. You see, a loyal person, he manifests the trait of a defender. And he's not just defending because he thinks it's an obligation to defend my leader. No. He's defending because that's who he is. You know, there's something about loyalty. You take a loyal man, put him in any environment, any condition, any situation, he will manifest the same trait of loyalty. You take a disloyal man, no matter how you pamper him around you, the same trait will manifest. His disloyalty. It will show. It will show. Give him time. It will show. No matter how you give snake milk, from when he's an infant, you give him, he'll be drinking, only to grow up to bite you. The nature is inside. You see, loyal people is a nature. Loyalty is a spirit. It's a character. It's a nature. When a person has it inside, in any condition, sir, you can't pull out this loyalty. It's like this water on my table now. It is not Zobo that is inside. It's not Coke. Take that water bottle, put it inside this building. It's water that is there. Take it, put it inside a mud. Bring it out. It's water that is inside it. Take it, put it inside a car. Put it inside a pig farm. Put it inside a snake. Anywhere you want to put it. Put it inside ceiling. Bring the thing out. Open it and pour it. What will come out is water. Put a disloyal man around a man who is the most loving, caring, good man. Disloyalty inside will not be looking for the goodness in the man. Disloyalty will be looking for the faults. Disloyalty will be looking for the bad in him. Disloyalty will be suspecting him. Disloyalty will be looking for bad news. Disloyalty will be looking for scandal. Disloyalty will be looking for evil reports. That's how you know a man who carries it naturally inside. He doesn't come into a place to support. He doesn't come into a place to defend. Even if you like, put Jesus around him. Perfect Jesus. Put him around him. Judas will be looking for everything wrong in what he did or does. So they break perfume on his feet. He will find a problem there. They break communion. He will find a problem there. It's the seed of disloyalty. A man with the seed of loyalty doesn't consider whether the condition is sweet or not sweet. good or not good, the same trait inside, which is loyalty, will manifest in any condition. In any condition, it will manifest. Speak evil against the man he's loyal to. Disloyalty can't come out of him. The fruits that will be produced out of the guy is the same loyalty. It won't change. And it's not a matter of hanging around and saying you're hanging. Genuinely, you will see the love doesn't reduce, the loyalty does not reduce, the obedience does not reduce. You will never see independent spirit and all that. You never see him doing what he wants to do. I don't know if anybody has ever come to me and successfully sat down. I'm saying this thing on camera. Nobody has ever come to me and success. If you are anywhere watching me now, you are anywhere watching me, you have ever come to me and I gave you audience to speak to me about Pastor David Obueli, my spiritual father. Please put up your hands anywhere you are in the world. You can't try it. You can't try it. Because there's no disloyalty in me looking for his whatever. I don't carry that trait in me looking for, is there any evil thing he has done I need to know? Is that. You know, there's something about disloyalty. Disloyal people will always find what they're looking for. You will always. When you have information you should not have, sir, you are a disloyal man. Whatever you want to say, say. I don't care. When you have information you should not have business with, you are a disloyal man. That's how the thing works. You see people who can come to you and sit down and castigate people and speak against leadership, speak against your authority, speak against your leader. Sir, you are a disloyal man. You are not an eyewitness, it's true. But the information got to you. You're a disloyal man. Don't talk to me about you, a disloyal man. Yeah. I heard. An ear that is busy hearing is a sign of disloyalty. Nobody can come to me to speak to me about any. Please, if you know you have the boldness, you have ever come to me, sat down and started talking to me about some people, talking to me about some men of God, they know this man of God is too busy to it. He will not even entertain you. It's not about the people you want to talk to me about. It's about me. My own spiritual health, my own mental sanity. It's about me. You don't have that time. You don't have me to waste that time with. You don't have that time. If you ever know anything about me or about anybody you are under that is evil, you are disloyal, sir. You are disloyal, sir. Very, very disloyal. I can say without any contradiction, I know nothing evil about my leader. Nothing. Because one, I wasn't looking for it. There's nothing in me that is after looking for such information. There's something about the devil. He sponsors only things that appeals to your desire. You desire evil reports, he will sponsor what will appeal to that desire. That's how it is. You know the Bible says that Eve saw the fruit that God said they should not eat. And she saw it was really desirable for food. She saw it was really pleasurable to have for food. When the devil studied Eve's desire, it was clear where he was going to strike. And immediately, he came. I said, what do you think about this fruit? You've been desiring it for some days. And a conversation started. You see how it works? Because if there was no desire in her to rebel against God, in the first place, the serpent wouldn't have come. Secondly, there will be no conversation. Anywhere there's desire for disloyalty, there's desire to find fault, there will always be a conversation towards that direction.